Hello and welcome to the next Nix Hour. If you have an issue you want to be looked at in one of these, you can do so by opening an issue here. Today we'll look at language tooling again. We've done that for 3 times now, although with various different questions. But yeah, we got these questions 2 weeks ago, and I thought it might be good to take a look at them and just kind of see if we can make anything work there. So we have yarn-to-nix. Maybe a bit of background there. I think there were 2 yarn-to-nixes. Are they these 2, or is one a redirect to the other? No, it's actually a separate one. Yeah, this is a different one. So it's very confusing. And there's actually this repo, but there's also, it's also in Nix packages. So if we look for files and go to yarn-to-nix, there's that in here, yarn-to-nix more t, and I think that's the one in Nix community, which was originally by more t, and so that's probably why it's archived here. Yep. Okay, yeah, I think that's the story. So I think the actual yarn-to-nix version that is being used mostly is the one in Nix packages. So, question is, so not well documented, for example, Signal Desktop is using deb package instead of building from source. Let's see, what is that? Oh, I see, it's not well documented, so people are using this instead. Let's see, generic, is that using yarn-to-nix? Yarn-to-nix? No, that's not using yarn-to-nix. Okay, so Signal is packaged like this, but I guess it's a yarn package, so it could be packaged with yarn-to-nix, hopefully. While the repository has yarn.log, trying to build it results in an error that should have been resolved, if I understand correctly. So it's that. I mean, let's try this out. So I'll copy this one and let's just make that work. Or, well, let's try. It's number 77. I guess let me copy the template that I have here. VM, let's copy all of these into here. So this has a VM with it, but let's see. In the default of Nix, there's just some like standard stuff to get in Nix packages. And then down here, I'll do one of these. I'll do signal equals packages.call package and signal.nix. And like this. All right, signal.nix, copy that one in. Oh, not right. Oh, how did I do that? Okay, we're back. Copy it in, finally. And then let's try building it. So Nix Hour code 77. And we build the signal one. We have a comment, I think you have to use upstream binaries for signal client or they won't like you. I guess that could be a, there could be one of their like that you can't distribute it with your own builds. I guess I won't distribute this myself, but if someone does want to try that, might have to make sure that's fine. Maybe I'd hope that's even pointed out in the GitHub discussions or somewhere in on the Signal package. Let's see, Octave modules. Which one is it? Instant Messenger, Signal Desktop, this one. Let's see, binary, is there anything in here? Binary native code. Might be on GitHub somewhere. Anyways, we're trying to build it anyways. So it's, well, it's going here. And let's see, maybe let's read the error message a bit more closely. So I'm trying to build MARP CLI with yarn-to-nix. However, the build complains with couldn't find any versions of Pug that matches 2.0.3. And the log file has incorrect entry for Pug runtime, ignoring it. That doesn't seem super related. Possible versions are these, usually caused by missing. By missing what? Entry in the log file running yarn without the upload flag. Okay. Minimal flake to reproduce, and the error there was, or the solution there, fix uncopied resolutions field. Yarn only uses the resolutions field in the top level package of the workspace. Well, that's been taken into account for your make yarn workspace. And this is in Nix packages. It has not been fixed for make yarn package yet, which also uses the yarn workspace mechanism under the hood. Okay. Well, let's see. Hoping this is going to finish relatively soon, or error. Okay, well, let's read a bit more here. Let's see what the actual fix was here. Maybe also get a bit familiar with the code base. So we have workspace JSON. Maybe let's expand this. I'm going to view the file. And where was that? Workspace JSON. Workspace JSON. Build time JSON generation to avoid IFT. Okay, and what does this do? Well, maybe let's look at this. The resolutions seems like, maybe not. Oh, this might be tricky to figure out, and it still doesn't fail. It would be good to have a reproducible example there. Let me read a bit more here. The results in an error that should have been resolved. And if we look at the log file, those packages that yarn-to-nix can find are indeed empty packages put there by the signal team. These here, oh, I see, they don't have an integrity field. And why might that be it? Registry yarn package NOP. Canvas NOP. What is that? Seems kind of something odd here. Maybe it's something that Yarn supports that isn't supported by yarn-to-nix. And actually, I've been pointed by Yuri to another kind of Yarn thing, which is kind of newer, and maybe that is going to work better. Yarn plugin Nixify. So maybe we could also try that out if this fails and we can't figure it out. And this is kind of newish, it looks like, so it might work better. And let's also see what this does. Maybe actually let's go to yarn-to-nix first and see how that actually works. So in order to do that, here it is, yarn-to-nix. Is there a README? There's no README. Is there documentation in the Nix packages manual? I'd hope so. Yarn-to-nix. That's not it. That's not it. I'm just gonna grab through here. Yarn-to-nix. This is in the JavaScript section. Okay. So preparation, you need the log file. If they contain package.json, they can be used like this. So this is the preparation. Okay. Fetch yarn depths. And then make yarn package. We'll filter try generate binary for blah, blah. Okay. So make yarn modules will generate the derivation, including the node modules directory. Okay. Then overriding dependency behavior, pitfalls. Okay, that is something. Is there? Let's see, fetch yarn depths. Make yarn package. There's not actually a good example of make yarn package in here, is there? Okay, well, it links to this, which might give us some clues. Yeah, that does. Okay, docs, yeah, docs aren't great. And so right, we might need to actually look into a bit more how it works. Maybe also, like, is there some docs in the original one? So like on the Nix community one. Installation instructions, requirements. There's an example here, so that's good. Yarn lock, yarn-to-nix. Oh, this might be tricky. Let's see, it failed. Well, we have an error at least. That's good. So couldn't find any versions for canvas. And so yeah, that's the entry we saw. Lockville has incorrect entry for canvas, ignoring it. We could maybe try to see the dependency graph. It's sometimes useful to kind of see what the intermediate steps are, because I think there's probably a derivation that builds all the dependencies and one that then uses them. So I'm going to use -q, what should it be? References, I think, immediate dependencies of the store paths. But actually we don't have store path yet. We only have this. And so it might actually not work direct. No, actually that should work. It's going to print the derivations it depends on. And yeah, this is the one I'm looking for. Signal desktop modules. And so that's a derivation suffix. I'm going to use next door -realize to get the, oh, that's the one that fails. I see. Right, it said here, dependencies of the derivation failed to build. That's good. And we could have also gotten it here. Yeah, builder for this derivation failed. Let me just see what does that derivation do. I'm going to look at show derivation. And so this prints a JSON of all the derivation attributes. We can see here things like input DRVs. These are all the things it depends on. Source, I guess that's the source of the package we're trying to build. There's this workspace package JSON thing. And obviously there's yarn, node.js, fix up the yarn lock. That looks kind of relevant. Maybe let's look at these couple here. So workspace package JSON. Let's just do a realize on that. See what that contains. There's resolutions in here. Is that the same one as the one in Signal? We could do, well, let's keep that open somewhere. Let me open that here. And let's compare that to the source. I'll get the source from here. There's various ways of getting the source, but since we have it right here, let's do that. Also realize that. Here's the source. Let's use pushd. Pushd allows us to get back easily with popd later. It's kind of like a directory stack. So we look at the package.json file here. Okay, that's a separate one. So right, it's the workspace package JSON. Is there a workspace package JSON in here? There isn't. Okay, so it's kind of generated. Let's look at the source for that. Open another window down here. Nix packages, yarn-to-nix, yarn-to-nix, workspace dependencies. Yes, there's some generation going on. I think the default.nix might be the biggest one here. And let's see, workspace nix. How does that actually work? So let's go from the this is popd here. Let's go from the actual thing we're calling, and that's make yarn package. So we go into not make yarn modules, but make yarn package. Just kind of understand this a bit more. So we take a whole bunch of arguments, and actually these are the ones that would ideally be documented. We can see it looks at the package.json from the source. So we pass the source, it looks at that file. The yarn lock, make yarn-nix. What does make yarn-nix do? Generates a yarn.nix from the yarn.log file. Not sure why this is necessary here. Import offline cache. And that is a call package. That seems a bit weird. Oh, I see. So it calls the yarn-to-nix tool to generate a nix file from the yarn.nix file. Can we also look at the yarn.nix file, I wonder? So like yarn-nix would be the thing we look for. Yeah, yarn-nix, let's grep for that and see if it's exported anywhere. Remove address yarn-nix. Yeah, right now we're already outside the function here. So let's get back here. I don't think it's exposed anywhere. So here, pass through. That's how we could get access to it. I guess we are in Nix packages right here, so we could actually just add it. Maybe let's do that. Why not? Like inherit yarn-nix. And, or maybe, what was it? The offline cache? Maybe that's the more relevant one. And with that, I think we should be able to do something like this in here. Well, we need to get the actual Nix packages here. I'm gonna import the one from my home directory instead. So that's the current version here. And that's useful for debugging oftentimes. The signal dot, and now we should get offline cache here. Yep. Let's see, can we build that? Is that a buildable thing? Oh, maybe it's not even, oh, I guess, oh no, it fetches everything again. Won't it? Yeah, that kind of sounds like it. We could to make that work, so I have endpins here. And actually, I removed this use Nix when I copied the files not properly. No, wait, shell is missing. Oh, right, I removed the shell as well. Okay, let's get the shell back here. Copy, undo, redo, stuff like that. By the way, that's, I think, persistent undo, redo in Vim, something like that. So you can, even if you close a file and jump back, you can just get it, get the history again. I think, or is it an undo swap file, something, undo, redo? Well, probably help undo in Vim. It's going to tell you more about that. I see, it's generating it dynamically in IFD if it's not provided ahead of time. I think that's the case here, it's not provided ahead of time. But I want to do get endpins. I just want to look at the version of Nix packages that we've used here. Show, it's this one. So I'll actually check out the exact same version in my tree here. Detach, that's fine. Stash first, switch to it, and stash pop. Okay, so now we should have the exact same version. Did I do that properly? Yeah, I did. Okay. All right, now it shouldn't rebuild anything, and we'll just get the offline cache here. Okay, that worked. And let's see, it's a directory. What does it have in here? Oh, that has a lot of things. Offline cache. This is kind of weird because these don't seem to exist, right? Stat of this. Oh no, that does exist. Not sure why they're red here then. Right, let's just confirm this. Yeah, they do exist. Okay, so that's a cache, and I guess there, like if we try to build it again, let's just confirm that what we're looking for isn't there. So that's, what was it again? Canvas, right, log file has incorrect entry. I mean, this is yarn. So I guess it might be the yarn version that's just kind of outdated. That might be it. Well, let's see that later. So canvas is that in here, let's do like one of these, canvas. Yeah, that sure isn't here. Okay. And so it might, incorrect entry. This is tricky, debugging live. But let's see, offline cache. Well, it's also here, but we were at make yarn package. So make offline cache. I suppose, well, I guess this would only apply when we actually need to get the packages. I think even yarn is like saying that I won't even try to look for that package, right? Because there's an incorrect entry. Is that it, or am I like missing something here with the error? Is that the same one here? Confined has incorrect entry for pug runtime. So I think this might actually be a separate error then, because here it says only an incorrect entry for pug runtime, but it couldn't find pug. Whereas in this case, it's the same package that's missing. So maybe that's a slight clue. Yeah, I guess they block these dependencies in the log file to prevent them from getting downloaded or something. Interesting. We could also look at the repo they have. So let's go here again. Signal. And I guess like debugging, oftentimes you just need more info. And if the more you get and the more you figure stuff out, the more it becomes clear what the problem might be. So let's look at the source. And specifically, we're wondering about this entry in the log file. Which one is it? Was that mentioned here? Oh yeah, we have it here. Oh yeah, and we have the source here already. Canvas is one of them. So let's look at the blame and see when it was added or if there's any extra context behind that. Taking a while here though. Update signal to there. Did that actually change it in a significant way? Is that something recent? Canvas. Ooh, it kind of changed. Oh, what is this? Canvas at. Okay, maybe like, are these log files documented? Is that a new feature perhaps? I have no idea what is going on here. So there's a package, and then I guess this is one. Is this like one mirror or so for the package? DMG license. Oh, there's a lot of these NOPs here. Is that a no op then? Is that like a package that's essentially not resolved and that's why it's NOP here? That actually kind of looks like it. Let's maybe get a bit more info here. Is there anything interesting here? Library for providing a function that does nothing. It's like super useful. Okay, is that like some kind of fallback that is being used? Oh, index.json. Literally is nothing. So I guess that's not something that's actually useful. They all point to nup. Oh. Let's see if we go up one of those. I mean, the others here have an actual thing here. There's only all of these are nup here. And one of, like, they got kind of removed. Is this in a list of packages that are kind of all omitted? And so you have canvas, which points to canvas at nup, which doesn't exist. Damage license, pointing at damage license at nup. Yeah, okay. So I guess it's all of these. Then I'm still wondering why. I guess let's go back a bit more in the history. I mean, this is a bit far removed from Nix, but that's kind of something you have to get into with Nix. As soon as you, well, kind of, well, you need to jump into all of these language ecosystems and debug build failures and stuff like that, and that's just complicated sometimes. So let's look again at the blame. I'm going to use the GitHub feature here to go back more in history. So this one, blame prior to this change, to maybe get a bit more clues. Oh no, blame took too long to compute. That's not great. Well, I guess we could go into local. Let's clone it locally then. Git clone this one. And actually, let's do, well, no, we can't. Oh, maybe we can use a, no, we can't use a shell. So there's a filter equals tree 0 or something like this, which allows you to fetch the entire history without fetching the files and the blobs and the contents of that history. So if you have something like Nix packages and you need to like know what all the commits are and be like able to do a git log, this would be really nice. But in this case, we actually need the blame, so this wouldn't be enough. Maybe this canvas package should be removed. Maybe that could be, like, I guess we could try patching it and just see what happens. I'm not an expert in yarn, but it might also be possible to get it to like show why it has that package, or like show the dependency graph. And that's going to take some time. I hope that doesn't mess with the stream. Yeah, it should only be download. Okay, a bit overwhelmed here on what exactly we should look at. Yarn signal. Let's see, is there maybe an issue? That sometimes also occurs. Like if we search for canvas. And by the way, I delete the, so if I go to issues, if you just search here, we'd only find open issues. And so if you only search for this, you'd only find issues. This way you find issues and PRs. And I'm not sure if GitHub can fix that or if that's not even a bug. But if you do the same for PRs, like if you search for canvas here, yeah, you'll only find PRs. So if you want to find PRs and issues, I think you need to go here. Yes, are some of these PRs? Yeah, yeah, this is a PR. Okay, is there anything here? Cropped image glitch. No, that does not look like anything relevant. Maybe there's something relevant in a thread on discourse. Oh, I have the chat open on my phone. Let me briefly just find the same one. It is the thread on issue with yarn fetch yarn depths. This one. Getting pointed to this one, trying to prefetch billing fails with an error about yarn being unable to fetch package nup. That looks kind of relevant when running in offline mode, even though the exact package exists in the offline cache. Okay, is that the same error here? Let's just check. Oh, and that's also signal. So that's good. Is that maybe the exact same person asking the original issue? Might be the case. Where did I? Here it is. No, it's not the same person. Okay. So it's not the same error. It says can't make a request in offline mode. Okay. I've avoided that one, resorted to doing it logic manually, requires package.json also be vendored. Okay, so that does offline, they do offline cache here and then configure phase with stuff here. Okay, and does that work? I mean, if that works, that would be kind of a solution, but it's not very exciting for us here. Well, but let's try. Let's try. So this one, and let's try building. Ooh, can I convert a boolean to a string? Okay, maybe this wasn't actually tested. Offline cache. Hold on. Can I convert a boolean to a string? Function called without let's get show trace. Is that the problem here? Yes. Customization called without argument. Oh, I can't really understand this. Oh, wait, let me just look at this. We final address version. We have some stuff in here. Source. That should not be Boolean. Maybe. But yarn dep fix up yarn lock. Did something kind of break in an incompatible way? And so the code here is kind of outdated. This was in May 5th, though. That's like very recent. Could try to update my Nix packages version, I suppose. Maybe let's do that. Convert boolean to string false. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, it's complaining about it here. So this arg here is the problem, and so function called without required argument arg. Why would this be without required argument arg at this location? Oh, I forgot here. Why would this be a problem? So that's actually code I wrote originally, but I haven't really seen any problems with it so far. And that's, I mean, that's call package code. So it's without required argument arg at here. I mean, this might be it. Maybe the error is a bit at the wrong place and it's referring to LOC instead. And I mean, we could, like, what if we just trace some stuff here? Like, if you have a Nix packages you can modify, you can also just insert some debug statements in here. I'm gonna try, let's make this a bit bigger. I'm gonna try do like a trace sec n, I suppose, or trace sec arg. That might work. Might need some parentheses here, actually. Actually, I don't think we need those. But anyways, let's do that. And then we should get, yeah, trace false. So that's actually, that argument is actually false. So error for arg, where is that used? Missing arg.head. Unleash error for missing arguments. Okay, could we do, so I think we actually want to know what this is. And so let's do a bit more debugging here. Let's say error for arg. Let's make like CTX. Let's add a context variable here. And so in the context variable, we're going to pass this attribute. Okay. And we're copying it, but we're debugging, so that's fine. So that's an arg that is missing, and we have the context here. Now let's also trace the context. I'm going to do it like this, where I do inherit CTX and arg. So we get both without having to like mess around with how to exactly print them, because trace sec, I think, does it print a pretty version of this? I'm going to hope it does. Yes, it does. Okay, so fix up yarn lock is the variable. It's a function called without required argument true. Oh, wait, was that something in the, have another window here? Oh, and I should get back to the chat there. I could try the debugger. We tried the debugger before. It didn't quite work that well, so I'm gonna stay away from that for now. But yeah, fix up yarn lock. I mean, that's that argument, right? Is that how does that make sense? Oh, hold on. Error for arg. We have missing args. So that's an arg that is missing. Yeah, so I guess that doesn't exist in Nix packages. Fix up yarn lock. But then I'm wondering, why does the error print this thing? I guess let's look. Let's actually go into the default.nix here. Let's add inherit packages here, so we can debug on packages, get access to that. So now we should be able to do like nix like eval packages dot fix up yarn lock. Oh, there's an underscore version. I guess that's one that was intended to be used here. We're kind of debugging not the thing I wanted, but I think we're getting to see some more Nix here, which is good. So we could just fix that, but I'm kind of worried about the error just being wrong. And so I guess let's print some more things. Let's print the missing arcs. Yes. Okay, let's see what that gives us. So missing arcs we have. Missing arcs is fix up yarn log equals false. Okay. We should call with our required argument arc. So is that a bug in the code here? Error for arc. I mean, it kind of looks like an error, but how could this be? Let's try something else. What if we try florp? I hope florp doesn't exist. And let's remove this one. Let's just have something very simple. I'm a bit perplexed how this is a problem. I'm just gonna do nix instantiate of the signal one. Can occur a Boolean to string. Same thing here. Did I mess something up with the code? Is this what is happening with this Nix packages here? So let's go into Nix packages. From where is that? That's from 2023. Like, I guess we can try to late a newer one. Let's, I guess, check out the master version. And stash our changes for now. Check out the master version. Just see if it's the same problem there. It's not. Aha. Oh, was this... I mean, at this point we can do it bisection. And just figure out why this is the case. Let's do something neat here. So we had the... let's see. Switched to branch. Previous head position was this. Okay, so I'm going to do a bisect. And before I do that, I want to get it in a single command, actually. Git bisect. So we start... here, bisect, where is it? Start. Oh, here it is. Start. Then we need a bad new. Okay, we can do it like this. Git bisect start. And then git bisect good of the head one. And we do bad for the one we had before. Although I do want to double check that. So here's this one. Some good news. Refs are not ancestors of the bad ref. Good, bad. Oh, it should be the other way around. Right. Wait, git bisect reset. Let's try it again. Git bisect start. And so I think we need to do old and new instead. That's kind of, well, it's the same thing, but less confusing if you want to find where it started working instead of where it started breaking. I'm going to do new for head. I'm going to do old for the original one there. Actually, before we do that, let's just check it out. Let's check it out again with detach, I suppose. And let's just verify that we do get the same error. Yeah, we do. So at this point, we can do git bisect. That's the old one. Okay, now it would go ahead, try to find the middle point. If that takes too long, I might skip this. Actually, yeah, it might be a significant amount of revisions we need to get through here. This is like a year's worth of commits, which is a lot. Okay, well, let's do like a couple steps just to show how we would do this if you haven't done a git bisection before. So we try it again, and actually we don't need to try to build it. I guess Nix instantiate also works just fine. And so here, this is the thing we want. It's the new thing. It's the thing that has been fixed. So we do git bisect new. Actually, I have an alias for this, gbs. Well, good. Is there one for new? There's not one for new, so let's not do that. Git bisect new, and the good thing is any step after this is just going to take half the amount of time. So this is already faster now. So just repeat that, git bisect new. You could also automate this with git bisect run. But in this case, I think it should be fine. It changed a little bit, and so actually if we try to automate this, it would have messed it up, probably, because suddenly like it's a separate error. But it's still not the thing we're looking for. So this is still new. This is new. This is new. This should actually go pretty fast. Oh, here we go. This is the one we don't want. So let's do old here. This is new. This is new. This is also new. Okay. Oh, this is a skip. This is just a completely separate error. So we won't try to do that one. Let's see. That's a new one, and we should be almost there. Yes. And it's not the one we're looking for. Hold on. Something completely unrelated. Git bisect. Let's do a visualize. Just can see, well, I mean, it's not much of a visualization. Or maybe we could do a git bisect. Let's see. There's a replay, I suppose. Oh, no, replay. No log plugin. Log. Well, I mean, at this point, this kind of failed, and it's a bad sign. Hold on. Why? I mean, let's try this. So that fails, and now if we go back one commit, are you saying this is gonna fail in the other way? No. No, that's not the case. So somewhere I messed up here. Anyways, we'll skip this. It's a problem in Nix packages that this thing we try to debug. So it's not like at all related to what we're trying. So let's get back to, I guess let's do master after all. Gonna do git bisect reset. This gets you back to where you started. In our case, that's master. And let's do this again. And yeah, now we can actually go in here, undo this. And we should also get a better error message here. Let's do this. Florp, yeah, we don't care about Florp anymore. So let's get rid of that. Signal, and oh, okay, so this has become an alias, I'd expect. Let's just verify this to make sure we understand that. Fix up yarn log. It's not here. Maybe it was removed already. It's a fairly quick like deprecation cycle then. We can look at, so this is the command, essentially git log patch. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on, what? Git what changed? Alias gw git log dash patch. Oh, no merges. Well, yeah. Top level aliases. And sometimes I like to just grab through here and be like, fix up yarn lock. see if it was ever in here. Pattern not found. So I guess it wasn't. Yeah. Let's see. Let's just grab for this. Fix up yarn lock. Yeah, that's all over the place. Is it ever in like fix up? Oh, and we could also do git log -s, which allows you to search for a string in the diff. So I guess specifically I'm looking for fix up yarn lock like this. And I mean, it's kind of the same as just git log --patch and then do a grep over that. But I guess this is probably a bit more optimized. So yeah. And we found some in here, which is, oh, migrate to prefetch yarn depths. Yeah, stuff is building. This is building the same thing again. And maybe actually it might work this time. We did upgrade and update Nix packages. Yeah. Let's just pick any of these just to see what's happening here. Well, we go into Nix packages here and show this commit. And then what does it fetch? Yarn or yarn underscore fix up yarn lock. Yeah, fix up yarn lock is here. Am I missing something with this S here? If you look at git man git log -s, does it only show things that were added and not ones that were removed? Look for difference that change the number of occurrences of the specified string, addition/deletion in a file, intended for scripters use. I mean, that sounds like it's a thing I'm looking for. It's a string though. Maybe it's like, I'm really not sure at this point. So many things failed here. A little bit unfortunate, but I mean, that's what debugging is mostly about. So, I mean, we have this. At this point, I mean, let's just continue trying to just use anything here. And maybe the discussion around that might like give more context. Maybe grep for fix up yarn lock. Oh, I mean, I already did that. Like yarn lock. Oh. I mean, it's also here. All packages fix up yarn lock. Lock. I mean, it's also here. I guess maybe I'm a bit confused. I'm not sure why I'm actually looking for this anymore. So let's just continue. Let's see this. So here we have the error. I guess this wasn't like a fully complete build here. We have a configure phase, and then I guess the build phase hasn't been written here. Was able to make some progress on it, but I'm running into an odd error in the build phase about permissions when copying electron to the build destination, including the current state. There's a lot of discussion here. Some patches as well. Oh, when trying to run the app. So apparently there's a successful build already. There's a patch file. Okay, well, someone is really like working on this, and it appears to not be very trivial. So I think honestly, it might be best to, like, I don't want to just copy all of this. I don't think I can look into this and give you like a very good like explanation of it. So I think it might be best to actually just look a bit more into yarn-to-nix and see how it works. So we understand it a bit better. And yeah, let's do that. So once more, I'm going to go into here, yarn-to-nix, yarn-to-nix. And let's look at the default.nix. I think that's really the main bits. I'm going to run tree here just to see what kind of things there are. There are some JSON files in here. I think these are for the yarn-to-nix tool itself. So on one hand, there's a tool in here, which I guess if you go into the default on Nix, yarn-to-nix, it's this one. And where does it come from? Make yarn package. Right, so that uses bin, lib, packages, JSON, and yarn.log. Okay, and so we have bin yarn-to-nix. This is what it actually does. Maybe also let's just build it and try to run it. Maybe on yarn-to-nix itself here. I guess that's what this is, yarn-to-log and yarn.nix. So let's go into here. Maybe I can also use, there's a neat thing, git rev parse show top level, which points you to the top level thing. And that's very useful in scripts. So you could do like this here. Okay, but we want to build yarn-to-nix. Let's just get that. And then result bin yarn-to-nix. Let's just do the help here. And hide the Nix output and patch the log file if hashes are missing. Not sure what that is about. Oh, specify the log file. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. So sometimes hashes are missing and you might say don't patch them. I think by default, yeah, that might actually be a little bit of a clue. I think by default it doesn't do that, if I understand correctly. So yarn-to-nix, no patch. Ooh, no patch. Well, I guess I wouldn't expect those NOP packages to, well, you could fetch them, I suppose. But maybe like this is kind of it. So maybe let's do that. Let's generate it manually. Actually, specifically for Signal, right? So Signal desktop, I have it cloned here. Now this is the master version. Maybe we shouldn't use master. Might be a good point. Is there a tag? Which tag did we try building here? Jumping around a lot here. But the tag we have here, or maybe let's just go back in history here a bit more and see what the original was. 7.12 and 7.5 is one used in the issue. I guess let's go back here a bit, try it with make yarn package in the end. I'm gonna switch to this version, detach. Okay, now we have yarn-to-nix here. How do I want to do this? I guess since we have it here, I'm just going to do yarn-to-nix. Then, wait, what did we need? Let's just go back into here, yarn-to-nix. See this, we have log file, built-in fetch git, and escape the flags. Oh, I mean, we can pass flags here. I mean, we can't remove the no patch flag, but we could try changing it a little bit so that maybe we... Oh, is there a flag to enable patching again? Let's see. No patch there. I don't think there is. So we could maybe do, I mean, this is not entirely, I mean, let's introduce that. Let's say no patch log file and say it's enabled by default. Well, actually, I think let's switch it around and let's say patch log file. It's way easier to reason about flags that aren't inverted. There's no patch log file, and then you say it's false, and you need to think about, oh, I'm going to invert false, and gets a little bit messy. Same for like things like don't build. There's flags for don't build. I think those would be better as do build. But yes, patch log file by default it's false, and then we only do, so we do a lib.optional string, or if it's not true, patch log file, then we add that flag. Like this. So is that right? If this is false, this is true, then we add it, and so it's the same, and the other way around. Yeah. Okay, so we have a small patch. I'm really not sure if that's going to help, but we can see some Nix code, so that's good. And so if we go to make yarn package, how is it called there? So this is the function that has the new argument. We call it with yarn lock. Okay, we could try like passing an argument here. So let's try it. Let's try yarn-nix. We want to pass, well, we need the source here. I guess we do have the source. There's the rec here. Not always recommended. Ironically, even though it's called a rec. It stands for recursive, not recommended. But yeah, let's try this. So I'm going to call this function manually. Is it available in here? I wonder. Make yarn-nix. I guess we'll find out relatively soon. So make yarn-nix. We need the yarn lock here, which is source plus yarn.lock. And we need, what is it again? Patch log file equals true. Okay. And let's just try it, see what happens. Function called without required argument, make yarn-nix. Okay. Is it exposed anywhere else? Make yarn-nix. Let's just go in here and look for it. Wait, this is all exposed somewhere, I wonder. Let's go in here. Yarn-to-nix. More t dot. Oh, here it is. Okay. So we want that. Make yarn. Oh no, yarn-to-nix dash more t. Yarn-to-nix dash more t dot. And that might work. Let's see. Oh, we have something. Unhandled error event. Stack trace while evaluating attribute builder failed. Okay, so maybe that doesn't work. Get EAI again. Takes rejections. Get attr info registry. Oh, right. This is running in a derivation, so it can't actually fetch it. So that's why it's hard coded to never patch the log file. But I guess that also means if we do want to patch the log file, we can't run it in a derivation, or we could use impure derivations, which are an experimental newish feature. Although then everything I think has to like rebuild every time or something like that. Has trade-offs. So I think let's just manually do it instead then. So I'm gonna do let's get yarn-to-nix in here. So get yarn-to-nix. Gonna run yarn-to-nix. Actually, could we just like copy the command here? I'm gonna get the derivation that failed. Then let's do some JQ magic to get to this one. Although I guess we don't need the JQ magic here, but essentially just copying this command. That should work. Yeah, then we don't even need the results symlink. I can just do this. And let's see. That outputs a file. So I'll just do yarn.nix. Is that it? Yarn.nix. That looks decent. We're almost out of time here. So, oh, and let's see. Canvas. Canvas is not in here. Or NOP. Is NOP in here? NOP is in here. So that's... Oh, and it did actually fetch it, and it does have a hash here. So maybe it's gonna work. Let's try it out if possible. So how do we do this? Yarn-nix. I guess we don't actually use this. We just do yarn.nix here. Okay. And signal again. Let's see what it does here. 5 derivations will be built. Offline workspace stuff, except yarn lock, still fails. Okay, so I guess it's another issue. Anyways, we are out of time. We were able to look into some Nix stuff, which is nice. But yeah, in the end, it's a lot of like digging, a lot of looking at revision history. I'd also recommend looking at the yarn code base itself. They might do changes to things, and third-party projects or other projects might use these changes, and the log file might get changes, stuff like that. Maybe you could update yarn in Nix packages. Maybe that's gonna help it somehow. Maybe it's backwards compatible or something. Sometimes also, right, yarn-to-nix might need changes to make it work. And finally, I'd also recommend looking at this one here, yarn plugin Nixify, which I've heard works better. And if so, it would be good to kind of populate it, see how it works, integrate it into more packages, ideally also make it usable in Nix packages. All right, but yeah, thanks for joining, and have a nice week. See you next one.